Good baby.
Good job, Courtney.
People will always ask you, even now as Courtney is 29, people will say, oh, and what does she do or where does she work? And so we still, are explaining that she lives in a group home in our neighborhood and goes to a day program, and about her diagnosis. From where we started to where we are now, it's huge for her to be able to have those services and to have that full life and live independently in a group home. And for us, we're still kind of proud to be able to say that. Courtney had different traits of autism right from day one. And she was our firstborn, so we kept thinking, oh, maybe she'll get through this, or things will be a little bit different. She did not sleep. She never played appropriately with toys. When Courtney was 2, we realized she had taught herself to read, and she could read and spell everything. She could not communicate, could say a few words. She would list what things were. When Courtney was 20 months old, our second child was born, and slept through the night, liked to be held. Things were very different. And so at that point, we knew something was off with Courtney. And then when she was 3, she was formally diagnosed at the University of Iowa Child Psych at the Autism Clinic. After you receive the diagnosis, there's a time where you're going to go through some grieving, and that's because maybe the future that you had planned for the child is going to be a little bit different. And so you just have to remember that you aren't in this alone, but that you're really important, and so is your child.
CMSC.
When Courtney was young, she was very active. When she turned 14 and started having seizures, she also received an additional diagnosis of epilepsy. She did slow down. It wasn't really even a progression. It was just pretty quickly when seizures started and those medications. She is much more careful, much more slow.
Wait.
Wait. Oh, there you go.
She still gets excited and can be a little excitable, but it's pretty short-lived.
See it?
Wait.
Away. You ready? Here's the ball. Oh.
Courtney is the oldest of 3 in our family. She adores her siblings, and they adore her as well. In high school, our son wrote an essay about how Courtney was his hero because she could face life, always being positive with everything that she dealt with.
All right. So, storybook. What's it say?
Talkative.
Good girl.
When we started to think about possibly having Courtney moving out of our home, she was 23, and it was just a huge decision. It took about 2 years before we found a house where we could have a group home and felt that we could turn over the care to the staff of Christian Opportunity Center. She made the transition much easier than my husband and I. We still have her come home on weekends.
A carrot.
Carrot.
2.
They're just regular homes in neighborhoods. So to support these individuals, we wrap 24/7, 365-day-a-year care. I think Courtney has made gains. Yes, she has support and different things, but we all have support in our lives. Hers is just that maybe a little bit more care.
All right, let me help. Good job, Courtney.
It's a blue diamond.
It's a blue diamond. You think so? Okay. We can't understand really what she wants all the time, and she has to kind of like think it through. Like if we'll say, what do you want, and she knows what she wants, but she's trying to process as to how to say it or how to show it. So I think sometimes that is a big challenge for her. All right. Do you want carrots, cauliflower, or broccoli?
Broccoli.
Broccoli? All right, show me what you want. Broccoli? All righty. That is broccoli we are going to have. I think she enjoys riding the van because, she'll say music, so we listen to music in there, and she may giggle and laugh and smile and hear her talking. Courtney, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H.
So she goes to Easter Seals program Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. COC transports her from her home to that program.
So the official definition is a Life Club is a day program for adults with special needs. Courtney wears a helmet for her safety. Courtney is, she's contagious. When she's, saying kind of random phrases or she just smiles spontaneously, that is so contagious. Of course I love you. Sometimes where she's really active, some other times where she prefers to be a little bit more quiet. Courtney does have peers, friends that she interacts with every day. It typically is those peers and those friends approaching Courtney.
There. Good job, Courtney.
Just the understanding and kindness that they share with one another is always very inspiring to me. I think so many of our clients, they've had a lot of barriers in their life, things that they could have used as an excuse. But they're always working to improve their life. They're always working to do better.
We go on outings every day of the week into the community. Courtney does seem to enjoy going on outings, and I think it's important for her to have the experiences that she wants to have.
You hello.
Yeah, it'll fit. Hello.
Hello.
You gonna bow?
No.
You gonna bow?
One thing that we know about disabilities is that people have the same wants, desires, and goals that people who don't have disabilities have, but they're often isolated from the community which they live in. And so we want to make sure that people have the opportunity to develop those social skills that allow them to better fit with the community that they're living with.
When Courtney was 6, I joined the Autism Society of Iowa. We have really started to move from autism awareness to autism acceptance, to accepting the employee with autism and giving them a chance at work, and the classmate, and the house in your neighborhood that is a group home that is full of adults with autism who also live their lives, and then also always embracing the family who's raising a child with autism.
This program is part of the Move to Include initiative, made possible with support from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation funded by the American people.
The Max and Helen Guernsey Charitable Foundation, in support of educational programming on statewide Iowa Public Television.